Testing, testing, testing. Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? We are about to begin the event, so may I ask everyone to take their seats? I promise you that there will be plenty of talking opportunities, so be be patient for that. But yes, please, may you please take your seats. Thank you. Don't feel free to grab one of the last drinks. I see a lot of you are enjoying the cold drinks, even though there is, if you go outside, there's a huge storm coming. But let's not take that into account for today. But I want to start off by saying a huge thank you for actually coming here today. It's actually our first event in July in 3 years. We were very kind of nervous about organizing this event because when I send out invitations, I get all the automatic responses of people being on vacation. But I'm very surprised to see so many faces here today. But yeah, today we have a very, let's say, not so packed agenda. We're trying to keep it very brief and quite interesting to you. We will begin with a very interesting keynote from one of our members, Anton Sapriko, who is the founder of a digital agency here in Baltics, Scandiveb. Short break, again, for you to communicate with each other. And then we have four very carefully selected startups, two from Estonia, one from Latvia, and one from Latvia/Lithuania, with some roots also over there. So it's going to be very interesting, very briefly. So yeah, you may enjoy the rest of the evening. But before I give the microphone to Anton, there are three things that I want to say. One of the announcements is that we have completed our latest syndicate into an investment into the two new VC funds here in Latvia, Build It and Outlast Fund, in the amount of 500,000. So this is done and dusted. We are very much looking forward to working with both of the funds to kind of also bring new investment opportunities also to you as members to get access to new deal flow. So this is going to be a very, very interesting corporation for the next 5 years. Secondly, we now sort of have an office here and also in Startup House. So this is actually kind of becoming a home for us. So if you want to have a chat with me or any of the board members as well, you may just come to this house. I will pretty much be here every day. So it's just pretty much a place for us to crash, have a talk, and etc. And lastly, since our last event in June, we have two new members joining us. One of them is Dmitry, who is a general partner in operating a VC fund. I think he already is now operating his third fund, mainly focused on investing in fintech and deep tech companies. But he's one of our first international members, so he's pretty much following along LatBAN's operations from abroad. And secondly, we have Lydia, who has just joined us at the back of the room. She's a very huge expert in taxation, and when I was talking to her, she is very, very eager to also learn more about the space that we are in, angel investing and startups and etc. So yeah, you may feel free to talk to Lydia about such topics as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are our three announcements. And now I guess I can give the floor to Antons, who's going to be sharing his experience in building a 500 plus employee company.
Thank you, Emil. Thank you. May I start with a very unrelated question? Can you raise the hands who knows that on Friday at Doma Square there will be an event called Scandifest, a concert? Can you raise a hand if you know? Nobody. Okay. So it's just announcement that we usually make a corporate. I mean, all companies make a corporate parties. This year we decided to merge it with everybody else, with the general public. and it will be at the Doma Square this Friday at 4 o'clock. There will be 8 popular Latvian artists, hip hop, rap, Eurovision participants, and also my favorite band coming from Egypt. They're very good, have more like 500 million views on their videos, and 8 people are coming. They just got visas today. Back to ScandiWeb. So today I don't want to have it as a monologue where I will tell how was it, where we started, what we did. I think it's all irrelevant. It has been 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Has no value for you. I want to give you an opportunity to participate in this time in a workshop fashion. Let's see how far you go. But of course, you can also just sit back and relax. Or you can get more value from it if you would participate. So in the next 25 minutes, or let's say in the next 10, 15 minutes, I will share maybe 2 key lessons from the past, because they are very similar to one recent lesson I got. And this all together, I think, can provoke some useful thoughts in you. And my goal would be to make sure that I could share with you a learning that I got just maybe a month ago that changed very much how I operate, what type of projects we work, what kind of startups we start in our, let's say, startup incubator, Scandi.com. Or you wanted to hear my autobiography? What did you want to hear? The workshop, okay. Good. Your gut feeling, okay. Amazing picture, I like it very much. I'm here. Roland, Liana, do you remember where you are? Yeah. Ah, you were at sea, okay. Oh, of course, the first letter. Okay, so let's see. Let's change the slide manually because, oh, okay, now it works. Yeah, I will explain. So these are all our customers. And the story here is very simple. I started this company in 2003, and then I moved to Denmark in 2008. And I managed to find customers there because I was living there in Copenhagen. Then I came back in Latvia, and I had this feeling like, fuck, I don't feel I can outreach to guys in Copenhagen anymore because I don't live there. But then I thought, like, Anton, what the fuck? Who knows where you are? Please outreach to them, and also outreach to the guys in Netherlands and in US and in UK. And I did it, and that's how we expanded. That was something that now is very clear cut and logical for everybody here. But it was 2009, and it was many years in that, I would say almost like 10 years, that local companies were coming to us and told, like, how are you doing this export? So what was my answer to them? Essentially, I just sent email to people I never knew. And it's something so damn simple, but that's something that people mentally could not do in 2009. And that's true because other agencies didn't really expand. There were dozens of them. So this is an illustration of what I call invisible border, what I believe in and what I have seen recently. That there are so many opportunities hiding in plain sight, and you just need to send an email to get, we got Lego. We got, I mean, these are new customers. I didn't put all old ones we got. We got Metallica this way. Just sending email, but okay, in the right time. So do you appreciate the idea of, I mean, invisible borders and opportunities hidden in plain sight? And sometimes it takes some very small, stupid action that you just mentally did not get used to do to make you succeed. You can just raise your hands if you know. Here, this part, you do not appreciate this? What do you appreciate? What do you think about it? So what do you think about invisible borders? Have you seen invisible borders in your life? No. These guys. I want to make sure these guys are becoming alive. Where is your invisible borders? Have you encountered at least one in your life that you overcame? That's how you became investor, maybe. Okay. Yeah. Something super simple. You just come, mingle, and then eventually this guy is your business partner, or maybe your investor, or maybe your spouse. Who knows? Something more from sector C? No? He was poking you. Do you have any example?
And presenting your idea in front of people.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that's what many people don't do. But once you do it, okay, something can change. For me, sending emails got me to guys like Walmart, BMW, Puma, Bombardier, on and on. Of course. How many of them? I don't remember. Because it was just email. Spam. What did I do? I was sending emails. Sometimes I was following up, sometimes not. I was overwhelmed with demand. It was 2009, 10, 11, everybody needed that. Now when I do it, of course, doesn't work. But of course I was trying, but there was so much yes that I didn't even need to care about no. And sometimes they were coming after 1.5 years quoting my email. I will tell. So from you guys, any invisible borders that made a big success in your life, that kind of you were not doing, nobody was doing, but you did it and you succeed?
This is a way to success across this border.
Yeah, but give me an example. For me, example was that I could never outreach a person that was not from my habitat. I was living in Riga. Riga was not even part of, became part of European Union. No, became already, right? But there were no these cross borders. Okay, Ryanair was already, but we were not selling services abroad. It was kind of, how can you send design abroad? You cannot even sell it in Latvia. Hard. But okay, I was forced to do it. It's not my advantage or my something, because I was physically living in Copenhagen and I started to do it. So you did not have any invisible borders, guys, right? Okay. Can you share somebody? Okay, let's move to another slide then. Please.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
I think my most invisible border was for me to move from an extrovert country to an introvert country in Latvia, and tried not to talk too much, and then I was like, oh fuck, sorry, I need to be more constrained. I need to don't say too much. I need just to see and understand what other people are trying to tell me in few words, and figure out how to sell my proposal without sign that I'm overselling or over-promising. For me, for me was the opposite. It's like, try to not over...
Try to contract yourself.
Contract. So for me, the barrier was put a barrier in terms of cultural exchange for businesses.
Thank you very much. And you managed to adapt, right? So yeah, it's kind of invisible because you were, okay, very good example. Anybody more? Okay. So, okay, next slide. Another invisible border, just illustration from my life. It was COVID. Everybody wanted developers at some point. Developers were expensive and arrogant. And these are amazing people we started to hire across the world. So we became not 2 countries, Latvia, Georgia, we became 35 or 40 countries. So we started to hire these amazing people remotely and hire not like outsourcers, but to pay them vacation, sick leave, send laptops, send some tables that move up and down. They pay for them come to Latvia and so on. So we could expand, we could double from 250 to 500 in some 2 years of COVID, thanks to remote. What was my invisible border again? I could do it before COVID, but I only became aware of it, or I started to do it when kind of shit hit the fan. Customers want and I cannot provide. So I became creative only when there was resource crisis. So this, could I do it 2 years ago? What do you think? Sector C. Could I hire remote people also before COVID? Absolutely. But somehow I was not crossing into the territory. There was this damn border that made me actually sometimes suffocate how these developers were asking, raises and all kind of extras. And I was, oh. And when I got to these guys, I'm not suffocating anymore. Actually, that's why I love them so much that we bring this Egyptian band to Riga, 8 people, 3 of them in business class. They are very big celebrities there, and they have great music. So another invisible border that made my life so much better, and I could do it much earlier. So now to the next thing. Let's see if we... Yeah, so now the question to you. You asked me questions. Now the question to you. What do you think? Why did I put them on the same? And actually, when I was making it, I got some transaction. So I used Smart ID and I thought, yeah, they also belong here. Any guesses why these guys are on the same slide? These are no guys. Yeah, because they were not on the first slide, right? That's a designer metaphor. They're all black. Well, let's think about them. Stripe, right? How Stripe appear? Because PayPal was unbearable to integrate, right? How Calendly appeared? Because scheduling meetings, when everything became online, more online meetings, was unbearable. You ask this guy, you add that guy, oh, I cannot use this. How did GoPro appear? Do you know? This guy failed with 3 startups, went to surf in Australia, saw that everybody is using disposable Kodak cameras like this, surfing like this. Uber appeared because, at least me, I hated taxis. You call them, they don't answer, they send the guy to wrong direction, they tell they accept cards, you give card, he will go away with your card, give me cash. You give cash, he doesn't have change, and he smokes, he talks on the phone. So Uber solved that. DocuSign sold something else, right? Smart ID sold something else. So these are great examples of the companies that kind of crossed invisible border, that everybody from us could cross, but they were the ones who did it. We call it in the company normalized pain. So GoPro, everybody got used to this disposable codec cameras. They had pain, but it was normalized. It was just the way we do things here. We were like suffering from scheduling meetings, but we were still, doing it somehow. Smart ID, there were all these cards, put some codes, boom. There appeared some new technology, they did it. So in all of this, I think it was technological, right? So Uber could appear only when smartphones appear, GPS appear, payment could appear. So they could not appear like 10 years before they did it. So there was some technological affordances. So do you follow this? You have something to object or raise some concerns? Sorry? Only one is carpool. Hardware. Okay, only one is hardware. Yeah. Well, I didn't look specifically. I know you are from hardware. You are this guy, right? It's interesting. What kind of normalized pain you are addressing in your start? So all of these guys, okay. So and now I think to the kind of to I don't think I need a mic. For you. Ah, okay, it's for online for translation. Fine, fine, okay. So what did happen to me when I realized that whatever we do successfully in Scandinavia with our customers is addressing their normalized pain. I'll give you an example. In Sweden, retailer, DIY, seasonal demand for terrace buildings, a large company, public. They need to hire workers in Sweden for 2 months, very hard. In Sweden, people don't like to work in summer even more than in Latvia. Or if they like, they don't want to be fired in 2 months. So they were not seeing it as something they could solve because it's legislation, it's immigration, it's just seasonal things. Once they did not ask us to do it, we just overheard it because we worked with them 7 years. And then we thought, okay, let's look at it as a problem. And what would be your ask if we would tell you can fix it? And they were rejecting this for 2 hours. So guys, what we will fix legislation in Sweden? What are you talking about? But okay, drinking, some more beer, it was dinner. Then it's okay, give us 1,000 free people. And then solution was immediately clear. When somebody asks, give me 1,000 free people who will do one thing, what you will give them? Yeah, you will give them an agent. So we got materials, we trained in-store kiosks, so now people can get a product. They can get from a project of terrace to a list of products they need to build a terrace and some materials and fixtures by themselves. Another example from Latvia. We just launched it this week. Zoro.lv. Nice quality pet food family business. They're growing, so they could not outreach to their customers anymore personally. And they also didn't see it as a problem. But then when we talked to them, we thought, okay, what would you wish for? And they tell, yeah, again, we need like 50 people who would just go to our old customers and try to re-engage them. Of course, what we did, we saw it as a normalized pain that they suffered but did not even dare to address. So again, we built an AI chatbot, and the type of conversations it has with people, they are astonishing. People are like, I feel like the people are opening up. They talk about their pets, what kind of reactions they had for this body, but for this pet food, and how did it improve or not improve the weight of their people or of their pets. So now, what we are doing in our company, we are kind of scouting. We have a series of workshops with all of our customers to identify their normalized pains. Why we do it now? Because now we can address it. Just like Uber could address normalized pain of taxi industry, now we can address many normalized pains of our customers. Customer in US, they sell books already 100 years to libraries, children books. They got lawsuits because there was some violence or harassment, whatever, and they had to revise their entire catalog of books. Again, they didn't ask us to do it because they thought it's just something unbearable and impossible. We again just heard about it in a friendly conversation and we thought, okay, how we can fix it? And their answer was again, give us 1,000 people. And of course, we could train a bot on 16 key categories and run it through their PDFs. So now people are not asking these questions to themselves because they never got used to this, to the fact that these things are possible. They're just continuing, their normal workflows, and they're using AI just to do what? Sector C. What do you do with AI? Nothing. Chat. Maybe emails. What kind of boring work? Some sending some. So yeah, exactly. So some things that it's amazing. I got some investment offer, I uploaded it, it just gave me amazing stuff. Then I sent it to our legal department, they gave me less than that. So they're not using it. But then, yeah, it's even official ones. But the problem that I see is that, and I see it in myself, in my customers, that we use AI for doing the things we used to do. What I really love that we find areas where we use AI where nobody else was doing it before. I don't like to use AI to make things faster and cheaper, or at least, I mean, just 10, 20, 30% faster and cheaper. Not really interesting. So what we are doing, we are asking these daring questions of what processes frustrate you, what things people delay or complain about. We have pain framework, but okay. And I'll give one example that happened recently. We applied this understanding of normalized pain to the industry of TV series production. So we decided in our accelerator that we will run an experiment where we will solve a normalized pain of movie production, of TV series production, like Office. Well, can you raise at least a hands who know American Office TV series? Yeah, okay, those, it's amazing. It's so good moments ahead of you. Like hours of laughter. So what is their normalized pain? What would you tell? What is the normalized pain of an industry of TV series production? Creative ideas, feedback. Okay, creative ideas. I'm sure this room can make around 50 creative ideas for TV series in 1 hour, or maybe even in 50 minutes. Distribution, relevance, so you need to test them maybe. The thing is that you do not address the main problem. What? Yeah, costs. It's damn expensive, right? But you don't think about it because you never touch it, right? We were never thinking practically that I want to make my. You never were thinking that I want to make my damn TV series. I mean, I want to make them now. Okay, maybe you are a script writer, but then you think, okay, I need to write a script, I need to go to Hollywood, I need to write to Netflix, and so all this old school terrible thing. What we realized looking at this idea or at this business through normalized pain, seeing that the cost is the biggest problem. We're lucky to be connected with one, let's call him AI artist, who dedicated at least 2 years of his recent life to producing AI videos. And we realized that we can actually do a TV series ourselves. Just need multiple scripts, and then we can do it at scale. Not one, not even 100. It can be 1,000. We can launch 10 series. And again, another thing, we do it only in TikTok. It's very short. TikTok micro TV series. So once we looked at it and realized that, the cost is the biggest issue. But now we can actually afford to do it at like $10, whatever, per minute, if you experiment a lot, 10, 20. Then so many new opportunities became kind of available to us. We don't know what will happen with it. But that's an amazing example, at least to me, how you can unbundle old business models looking at what is the real problem. Because if you solve distribution, okay, you still need to make a movie, right? It's damn expensive, damn lengthy. You need to arrange all this. But just compare it with prompting, yeah. And again, okay, format. Okay, also we changed format. But the critical thing for us was to see the normalized pain of cost. So I think, yeah, that's the revelation I had recently in my business, and I was trying hard to push it in my company and to share it with our customers on workshop. So that's why when Emil told, okay, Anton's come and share about something, I decided that it could be the most valuable thing I could share. But the question is, was it valuable for you, guys? And one lady. Was it valuable for you? No? Why? why it's, I agree, but why it's not easy? It's exactly right. Yeah, the question is easy, but why it's not easy to answer it? It's super hard. We see our customers not crossing the border with such big persistence. But we cannot also drag them. So we sometimes just look for it ourselves and then start some projects ourselves. But why it's not easy? You're right, it's not easy, but why? Yeah, we are super used to it. We are victims of our thinking habits. And the older we get, sometimes, not everybody. Some people have amazing freshness of, flexibility of their mind at 70. But some people, even at 30, they somehow just unable to embrace this uneasiness and actually uncover something that once they see it as a problem, they would find a solution that can change the industry. So because I started with some normalized pain within my organization, that changed our organization dramatically. Yeah, we became global. We have amazing relationship with top brands in the world, like from Michigan University to New York Times, Puma, Bombardier. Yeah, so just because I somehow surpassed my mental resistance to send emails to unknown people. Second thing was I could start hiring. So it changed my organization. We doubled and we are free. Sky's the limit. But then I showed the slide with brands who did it on the global scale. Okay, I did it small within my company. The company became much more successful. But you are investors or startup founders. I mean, that's why these investors always ask you, what's the problem you're solving? So we dedicated a lot of time recently to really look, what does it mean, problem? And I understand it as a normalized way. That's all from me. If we have time for questions, great. Yeah, okay, then let's, roast me. Please.
I think the items that you just, talked about, part of them are your personal problems. Basically, you were not able to send emails, but it's not a revelation. It's your inherent issues that you didn't do earlier. Like anybody else could do it. So it's not something that's, out of the sky or some revelation that's unique. I think it's maybe your inherent problem. But the other piece that you talked about, about AI, these are enabling tools just to get the company more efficient in certain things. So it's not, it's something that's all the consulting firms are doing for the last 50, 60 years, like McKinsey and others. So they are solving similar issues with the different enablers. The AI is one of the tools. There are many others. But the other, for you, maybe things for thought is not how you enable and make the companies more efficient with AI or anything else, is let the company think of the assets that they're not using properly. For example, professional service firms and consulting firms, they have tons of the contacts. They can reach. No, I'm roasting you right now. So they could basically provide any contacts to any C-level person, but they're not using it to capitalize it. For example, they could create of LinkedIn easily because they do have this, but they never use it. So if you're the company, professional service firms, consulting firms, because they do have a database of contacts. They have one arm length contact to any C-level, but they never did it. So they never thought of the assets they have within the company. So instead of doing some efficiency, you can basically provide to your clients something to think out of the box, out of the current business. Not the leverage, because they could, yeah, how to go to the completely different niche, how to utilize the assets they do sit on, but never thought about it. Exactly. Because creating the efficiency is easy. Yeah.
So you described exactly the opposite way that I want to do, but it's very good because only through opposites we can understand better things. So you come from a, valid premise, giving an example of professional contact, that it has some value and let's do something with it, even if it does not fit our, like we are M&A agency, right? And we have all these guys, let's do something with it. So you come from, no, you or this message, coming from that, there is something that I believe has value, let's go and see where we can deploy it to get something out of it. So I'm just thinking if these guys like Uber, so what I'm advocating is exactly opposite. I don't care what kind of value they got. So what do I care? What I'm advocating for? I'm advocating for finding not value, but finding normalized pain. Because we don't know where this value is really necessary to somebody. Of course, we can try, we can launch a startup and see. But what I found works so far much better is where we don't examine or inventorize what you got and say, oh, wow, you, through your work, you accumulated so much assets or so much data or so much analytics, let's do something with it. So that's one way. But I'm not telling it's good or bad. You can have your slide with, I'm sure, some success stories from that area too. But I can only share what worked for me or what were my personal inherent problems. And I saw them in other agencies too. So that's why, I found that looking at, not really looking at value, but looking at the, sometimes we also call it accumulated negative energy. So where the hate accumulated, and then see, oh, maybe we can actually fix it. Because in PayPal integrations, there was a lot of hate, but it still was around. Yeah, there was something. So thank you for answer. It's great that it kind of illustrates all the things together. Yeah, too. Don't think about it. What is efficiency in the business? It's usually 10%, 20%, 30%. What I have seen is that, let's take this DIY retailer example in Sweden. Once they understood they could get from project to product list without a human, they realized that now, instead of being a product-based company like Depo or Xenukai, they can offer people, build your own table, build your own wardrobe, we will help you. Of course, they don't have yet data for this, but they can create it. So what I see is that once they address real kind of accumulated negative energies, is that don't even see that they can get any efficiency there. For them, efficiency would be to hire some students and increase their workforce by 10%. That would be efficiency. What I'm advocating for is forget about efficiency. Think about radical change that now is possible. No, it was their biggest one. That's why they were talking about it in dinner. No, it's a seasonal product. In summer, every Swede wants to build a terrace because they want to be outdoors and they want to do it myself. No, it's a public listed company, $500 million in revenue. Like 50,000 items and maybe hundreds of stores around Scandinavia. Yeah, so they're pretty big. Okay, Emil, you tell about timing, otherwise questions really help. Okay, some more question?
The question I have is kind of simple. When was the last time you felt burnout, and what did you do to recover?
So not related to this conversation. Okay. Well, I think when I really felt burnout, then it was around 2005, 2006. And then I figured out that it's so terrible that I don't want to be burnout anymore. And I started to enroll in, let's say, spiritual practices or some non-conventional medicine, like holotrope breathing, energy, mindset, and stuff. Yes, tremendously. If I can, when so many things in my company changed for better only after I came from another spiritual workshop. And even last year, we had quite difficult. Now we had very difficult 2023 because after COVID, all our customers rechanneled their spending to offline. But we were growing like 60% per year, so it was super hard to maintain. We lost 0.5% of our revenue because we were growing every year, like in 20 years, except maybe 2008 was minus 10 or 15 or something. So it was super hard to maintain it. And then in last year, I went to one workshop. I came with some new vision, refreshed understanding of myself, my company, our all customers. I gathered all our leadership from different countries, 50 people for 3 days in Riga. We had workshop, and then there were some changes. It was kind of small renaissance in the company. So, and then our revenue increased. So we were at 25 million per year. We increased it by 10%. So it's quite sizable. Like we closed the year with 27.5, and our EBITDA increased 2 times in comparison to 2023. So I can very well track how my kind of non-conventional experiments, but within legal field, I'm not going to ayahuasca or something, so just normal things, how they're helping. So currently, I think it was real burnout was quite a long time ago. And I mean, except business, I have 3 kids and wife.
One?
So, one.
To make sure.
No, one for 17 years.
Do you have a sexy HR?
Sorry?
No. Do you have a good-looking HR?
HR?
You're a CEO. It's a Coldplay joke. It's okay. Long story short, the question is about your motivation, not for you, for your employees. Basically, it's interesting question for me now. So once you started, what was the motivation for your employees at year 1, year 2, year 3? I'm talking about shares. Do they had a cliff? No, you gave options or something else. It's interesting.
Could I have something to answer you? Because we are a service company, not a startup. They never usually give any shares, right? But around 3 years ago, I think we decided to put, 10%, now it's a bit more, 11%, to distribute it across our key leaders. So we just did it through 2 years vesting. Latvia has possibly the best legislation for employee stock option plans, thanks to Andris Berziņš. And we were happy to use it. So you don't pay any extras, any realized, like in US. So we give shares, but we don't give them for motivation. That's, I think, for me, would be a bad idea. I only give it to people who already proven that they are motivated long term. If I give shares for motivation, then I'm already kind of half dead. It's very bad. So people are not motivated. I pay them salaries, they're not motivated. They're like lying at the coach and like, come on, I'll give you shares now, please work. So for me, it would be very bad. Maybe for some startups, it's okay. I think our motivation to do it was just to share our profit and potential, because we were in merger and acquisition phase that did not happen. So people can get also part of the value they helped us to create. Us, that's me and 2 other major shareholders. And maybe also interested in kind of just developers or project managers, how we motivate them. Yeah. Generally, we don't motivate them. That's the thing. We just fire those who are not motivated. I mean, not really a joke. I remember I was talking with my friend from my university. So he was lucky to talk with Nikolai Straminsky or Starinsky from Revolut. And he asked an advice because he also worked in fintech. And he looked at him and few Germans and Arabs and told, like, guys, you are not firing people. So he just told like 3-4 words. And you might have heard that Revolut has very brutal kind of system of, they even open source their HR framework, I think. So we do something similar. So we just give people very clear targets, and if they don't succeed, we just fire them. And if they succeed, they get salary increase. And if they're stagnant, then generally we don't mess with them. They can continue working. Maybe they will grow later. So very simple. But it requires very sophisticated system so you can actually track performance. But once you have people at scale, it becomes much easier. It's very hard to track performance of 3 people because it feels everybody is so different. They are kind of good guys, but it's just different. But if you have 300 people, you just take one parameter and you sort them all by this, and then you see nice bell-shaped distribution of stars, middle, and then outliers you don't want to keep in your company. Just like in the US, they tell just every year fire 10% of your team. That's it. Because motivation is intrinsic, it's subtle. We don't want to mess with people's motivations. It's their private field to some degree. You.
Hello, I'm Thomas from recruitment industry, and my question is, what is your success formula for hiring?
Our formula is very simple. We don't look at the person. We look at the test results. So we don't look at CV, we don't look at experience, we don't look at the age. We are purely meritocratic. That's why we happen to hire very different people, like including like transgenders. So of course we have a lot of people in hijab, niqab, or people who never worked in IT. One of our best hires is a girl who used to work in a hospital as a delivery man, like who is helping for birth of child. I don't know how it's in English. Doctor, like акушерка, I don't know, nurse, but in a midwife. Okay, so midwife. But she apparently was very responsible, right? Because it's important work. So we only look at tests. We give quite clear tests for people, for developer, for QA, for project manager, for key account manager, for business analyst, for business developer. We give very practical tests. Some real things we are working on in our company. And then if they completed it, and they are happy to work for the salary range indicated, then I would say 90% or 95% of the cases, we hire them. Because we used to grow always, every year. And that's it. That's why we also have very good diversity index, because we don't care, is it man or woman, old or young? Well, if very young, need permit from parents. But it sometimes happens. They want to work. Okay, we can give them a chance. Then we have 3 months of probation. Then we test them hard also with some real education, some real work, and again, some real metrics that show whether they are in the middle, at the top, or at the bottom. If at the bottom, then we just fire them. That's it. Thank you for questions.
We will now go into a very short 10-minute break. If you want to speak to Antons, I hope he will stay for a few more minutes. But 10 minutes of break, then we come back for the startup pitches.
Turn to face me, maybe it's time on the notch. There's something about you. 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 Something about you. Something about you. About you. Something about you. What about you? What about a hit? Oh, the love start to shake. Start to shake. We gon' shake. Blood of a hit. Blood of a hit. I will shoot. Turn your face me. Maybe this time I'll choose. What about a hit? What about a hit? Oh, the love start to shake. Start to shake. We gon' shake. Blood of a hit. Blood of a hit. I will shoot. Turn your face me. Maybe this time I'll choose. Carry it away between me. Carry it away between me. Melody riding on your heart, lay low. Silent was on crack, was hard. Backyard hard. We get out, we get beat. I don't know. We get beat. I don't know. Melody riding on your heart, lay low. Silent was on crack, was hard. Backyard hard. We get out. She's got those eyes and those hips that are swaying. Pray God don't let it get to me. I claim that I'm not easily waiting, but she doesn't catch you up. She's got those eyes and those hips that are swaying. Pray God don't let it get to me. I claim that I'm not easily waiting, but she doesn't catch you up. Got it on my mind, could break my heart. From the beginning, from the very start, she's got a place in my heart. Right now it's vacant. I know she's not far away. Got no eyes and no hips that are swaying. Pray God don't let it get to me. I think that I'm not easily swaying, but she doesn't catch you up. Got it on my mind, could break my heart. From the beginning, from the very start, she's got a place in my heart. I know it's picking. I know she's not far away. Baby, I lose myself. Feeling hazy. I'm feeling hazy. Baby, I lose myself. Feeling hazy. I'm feeling hazy. I lose myself. I lose myself.
Yeah, this party started on Saturday night. Everybody's waiting for me to arrive. Sending out the message to all of my friends. We'll be looking flashy in my Mercedes Benz. I got lots of style, I might go down the street. I can go for miles, you know what I mean. Coming up, so you better get started. Coming up, so you better get started. Open up the volume, down to the beat. Cruising through the west side, we'll be checking the scene. Oh, it's freaking coming fast. I'll be burning rubber, you'll be kissing my dash. Pull up to the bumper, get out of the car. License Mr. Stunner, #1 superstar. Coming up, so you better get this party started.
Attention, 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 attention. I know the 10 minutes have been very, very short, but I need your attention now for the rest of 40 minutes. We have 4 very, very interesting startups lined up. So I may please ask everyone to take their seats, get comfortable, and prepare yourselves to also ask some questions. Questions are always very much appreciated. So please take your last drinks, grab a bite, and we will begin very, very shortly. Please, all this, take a seat. Pavel, Andre, please take a seat. Thank you, thank you. Grab the best spots. The best spots are usually up front. Thank you. All right. Now, when the last people are still taking their seats, I would like to welcome on stage the first startup out of the four. The first startup is from Estonia called Select Zero, and I can ask Raiko to take the stage to present your company. All right. Plus also.
Hi, my name is Raiko Limmart, and I am a co-founder of Select Zero. So my background is in data, and while working in banking and telecommunications, I realized that the problem with data quality is universal. So our goal is to help companies ensure that their data is usable, it is trustworthy, and it doesn't break anything. As companies are increasingly dependent and driven by data, it is becoming more and more important to have that complete overview of the company's data assets. A single error in a financial report can cost millions in penalties. Faulty analytics can block critical decisions, and without data collaboration, even the best insights remain underutilized. Furthermore, companies are struggling to comply with various regulations, which are in return resulting in legal issues and hefty fees. Most of the large companies or enterprises are facing data quality issues, with poor data quality costing more than $3 trillion annually in US alone. And we're looking at more than 15 hours spent on average data quality incident, and those mostly happen in production environment. So having already direct negative impact on the company. Our solution is a comprehensive data observability platform, including of all key components for data observability, meaning we provide for data validation and profiling to ensure compliance and prevent those costly mistakes, business glossary to align business and IT for better decision-making, and also data catalog and lineage to have that complete overview of company's data assets. The platform is intuitive and easy to use and provides wide range of functionalities for data observability. So we utilize automation at every step possible. We use our own machine learning algorithms to detect anomalies in data. And we have also implemented AI to make data quality management even easier for the users. We are very active in the Baltics, working with some of the largest companies here. For example, we work with SEB and Citadel in banking, who are using our platform to comply with various regulations such as BCBS 239 and DORA. We also work with customers in other sectors such as Telia in telecommunications, Rimi in retail, and also government entities, for example, with 7 ministries in Estonia. We recently also signed our first customer outside of Baltics, being American Express in Saudi Arabia, which further proves our global reach and demand. We have signed more than around €500,000 worth of contracts, and our current recurring monthly revenue is about 17,000 euros. We have a very healthy late-stage sales funnel as well, with soft commitments reaching to 30,000 monthly recurring revenue. That projection is for a cash flow positive scenario as well in the near future. We have more than 20 paying customers with 100% retention rate, meaning or indicating that our product is very sticky in the enterprise environment as well. The market in general is growing quite rapidly, with 50% of enterprises expecting to adopt a solution within 2 years. And this again is especially significant in the EU, where we have various financial and data regulations making it a growing priority for companies. And we can also see AI having a huge impact on companies investing into their data resources. Our self-hosted solution ensures security and scalability, while the ease of use and the flexible pricing model makes it ideal for companies of all sizes. The platform itself is quick to adopt and keeps the implementation costs low. And we have taken a data quality first approach, meaning the data management should not only be descriptive, but also actionable. We have grown to a globally recognized solution, and with our pre-seed round in 2023, we achieved our product market fit and expanded our reach. So now our experienced team of 6 is ready to scale further. We are currently raising an investment round to start scaling sales ahead of our seed round. That includes executing our go-to-market plan to enter the UK market, while also strengthening our position in the existing markets. We have allocations from existing shareholders, some groups of angel investors and smaller VCs. Our goal is to be the leader in data observability, and we welcome you to join in this journey. Thanks.
Okay, maybe start with the questions from the audience. Yes.
Yeah, thanks. So if I get it correctly, you need 400,000, right?
Yes, that's what we're aiming for the
Okay.
bridge round.
Would you be able to break it down? What are the actual costs you need this money for?
Yeah, about half of it will go entering into the UK market. So we have 12-month go-to-market plan that includes hiring a head of sales on site. So about half of it will be allocated to the UK market. About quarter, a little less, will be allocated from existing markets, so conferences, events, advertising, and so on. And also other will go into the development of the platform. Yeah.
Sorry. How much of that will actually be into development of the platform?
Well, the main goal with the bridge round is, of course, scaling sales. So I would say about quarter, maybe less, is what will be allocated for the development of the platform from the bridge round itself.
Yeah, but that's my point. If you need $250,000 for driving sales, so what is your customer acquisition cost?
Sorry, what do you mean exactly? Like,
how much one customer does cost you?
That is something that is very difficult to calculate at this point. So we need to consider what kind of sales channel are we using. So in this case, we are planning to emphasize on the events and conferences. That's where majority of the funds will be allocated for. So today we can already see that data conferences, tech events, fintech events are a success for us. So we can acquire customers from there. But we do not have the exact metrics, how much, what's the acquisition cost per customer.
But your team has 2 salespersons.
Yes.
Currently, meaning that they already brought some of the clients.
Yes.
Have you ever asked them the question, how much did it cost the company to bring a client?
We can break the acquisition cost down to just salary
Roughly.
cost plus the... I don't have the numbers for that. I can calculate it from you, but it's not a valid metric at this point.
Okay, here's my point. What if I'm gonna give you 200,000, but I want this to be into development, and I want your sales team to work and get the actual number? How much does it cost to bring a client on board?
Sorry, can you repeat the first part?
So instead of 400,000, I'll give you 200,000, but I want this to be into development, not your sales. You already have sales team. Let them work.
As I said, majority of the funds will go entering into the UK market. We have a working sales team. We have a working sales process at the moment. We want to scale sales. That's the goal. Not scaling development, scaling the sales side.
Okay, so you need money to hire more salespeople within a specific region. That's what you're saying.
We need to allocate funds to hire salespeople and open up new markets and open up new sales channels.
What does open up a new market mean?
Entering into the UK market in this case, yes.
Like getting an office? What, like
No.
enter?
Attending, being on site, us being on site, hiring a salesperson on site, attending conferences on site, creating roadshows, advertising for the UK specific market, acquiring partners.
Okay, thank you.
So it was quick, but I noticed that currently you have recurring revenue, something like 1,100 per customer. Projected number is, according to your numbers, 23,500.
Yes.
How do you plan to achieve such a growth per customer?
We can already see the average recurring revenue per customer increasing. We had a lower price entry point at the beginning, as most startups do. We had to get those big names behind us, develop with them, find our product market fit. We are already acquiring new customer at range of more than 2,000 euros per monthly cost or revenue. We know that can be achieved, or even a larger number can achieved in the Nordics and even a larger number in the UK market as well. So this is purely on the Baltic market and with those initial customers, that metric.
One last question, yes.
About your business model. When the company needs the reliable data, there are two streams. One is internal. Basically, they do have a budgeting process. They have checking data of actual versus budget. They're trying to reconcile to find where the data are coming from. And if there are any irregularities, they try to build in the internal expertise, basically from the Microsoft macros to much more sophisticated system in the subs, for example. The other stream is the external auditors. They also verify data. They have some of the forensic experts. Where are you in those two basically categories? External consultants who are basically certifying the data reliability on the yearly or monthly basis, and internal capacity of those companies who are doing them themselves, because they're interested, first of all, in the data to be reliable, and then everything else.
So yeah, we work with internal data teams, so mostly data analysts, data engineers, data stewards, often in financial institutions. Our goal is for the platform to be for end-to-end data observability, meaning we have the source systems such as CRMs, ERPs, Excel files and whatnot, to the centralized data warehouse, to the data products built on top of it, whether it's for BI, AI models, or even regulatory reporting. So everywhere between that pipeline is where our platform fits and integrates.
Thank you.
Next up, I would like to welcome Ekaterina, representing CISAP.
Okay. Hello to everybody. Katerina will show. My name is Denis. I'm a co-founder of CISAP, and here is Ekaterina. He's Chief Marketing Officer. Usually on my place is my partner Vyacheslav, but he's on vacation. As you know, in startup must be 3 persons: hustler, hacker, and hipster. I am hacker, so this is not my strong side to present. Usually do Vyacheslav, but now I gave a word to the Ekaterina. She will present our project. Thank you.
Hello. As Denis said, my name is Ekaterina, and it is my very first time when I pitch. So if I don't know some words, so I cannot understand what button to press, I'm sorry in advance. CISAP is the ultimate GPS tracking solution that's created for any motor vehicle, but it is designed exclusively for motorcycle riders. Our cutting-edge technology combines GPS tracking, security features, and also social connectivity for riders. So Do you know how to steal a motorcycle in less than 20 seconds? Many people think that it is a very complex process with many steps in it, but in reality, the steps are just three. You come, you take, and you run, and that's it. And only after that, the thief tries to find GPS trackings, alarms, or something else that is equipped the motorcycle. But in the beginning, yes, this is three steps. The problem is very common. In the US alone, there are more than 44,000 of deaths happening every year, and the same is in the UK, in Italy, in France, and of course in many other countries. So what if you could track your motorcycle any place, anytime you want? CSAP can do it, but we are not only about security. We are a community. We connect passionate riders to share the roads, adventures, bikers' lifestyle, etc. Here are 4 stages of CSAP development, from developing a smart solution for the vehicles to growing into a powerful platform for data, for industry connections. Here we can see that the market of connected motorcycles is growing. It is growing every year, and CSAP is definitely ready to grow with it. Here you can see our traction. We have a proven record of tripling our revenue every year and also expanding our global presence. Now we have countries in about 80 countries. If I'm not mistaken, maybe there will be more in the near future. So yes, CSAP is poised for exponential growth. We are seeking investment to capture this rapidly growing connected motorcycle market. Here you can see also some big names such Forbes or the Baltic Times or Superbike News who have already shared their opinion on CSAP. These names every year become more and more, so we are getting noticed. Here is our small team, Denis, Vyacheslav, Yuri, and me. And we think that we achieved really great results by now, and we do not plan to stop. So if you want to be a part of this legendary story, welcome. Thank you.
Actually, I would like to ask the first question. I'm very eager. You talked about launching a subscription model, but what about the regions, the colder regions of the world where motorcycles aren't used, let's say, all year round? How do you approach these markets? Because these type of customers, I would imagine, are more reluctant to paying, to subscribing, even though they use the motorcycle maybe for half a year at best.
Okay, we plan to have 2 type of subscriptions, monthly and yearly, so they can cancel for some time if they need, or pay for year and it have a great discount. Maybe it will be worth a good solution for somebody.
Best option for them.
I have multiple questions. So what's the product?
What?
What's the product?
The
No. What is the product?
The product is a hardware plus software application.
Was it on there?
Mobile app.
Because I haven't seen it. Was it on there? So
Okay,
you need a hardware and
Here is our product.
no, this is the app. But
Yes,
what
this
do,
is the
what
app
do you put
mainly.
on the bike? I'm a biker myself.
Now, yes, smartwatch is a GPS tracker.
So you put a GPS tracker on the bike, and then
Yes.
you can basically control it from okay.
Yeah.
Second question, your statistics were about how many bikes were stolen, but is it really a problem because most of them are insured? And is your subscription compatible to the insurance? Because if I own a bike, I'm paying insurance, and it covers not only damages but theft as well. So if it gets stolen, I'm paying insurance 100%. Most of us use Casco insurance for our cars, and it covers damages and theft. And now I need to pay even something extra to you. Just a curious question, this one. And what was it again? And the final question is, there's no numbers. What do you need? I mean, do you need money? You need advice? You need just a high five? You just let me know.
These numbers we need. We need €1 million for launching a subscription model. Now we don't have subscription model because there was idea of doing something like a growth hack, and we include all price one-time payment. Yes, but most of investors don't like one-time payments. They like subscription, and to open way to the ventures, we want to try to launch subscription. Yes. Current? About 5 million. Yes. No, we don't have. Yes. We want to create it. We focused on sales, but we have users, so about 10,000 users that every day using our app and using as a community this app and spend a lot of time. What we get? Okay.
Yeah, hello, Toby Moore. So well done for your first pitch. I think every next one becomes easier, but in any case, it's always good practice then to stand up and talk to people. So for also a product question, so is it a motorbike because there's something electrical that it can switch off the motorbike? Or is it only tracking?
Application is not only tracking. This is like a community, like a.
No, but can it disable the bike?
You mean drown out a battery?
Yeah, or something. Switch off.
Switch
off.
Yes,
so is it only tracking? Is it only tracking?
Yeah,
it's not.
It could. Yes, it can.
It's
possible to switch off the bike. Yes.
Because I'm just wondering if it's also possible to put on expensive.
You mean block engine in
Yeah.
case if somebody try to stole your bike? Yes, it's possible.
So you have motorbikes, but could you also then put it on just a normal bike, but an expensive normal bike?
Yes, we put.
So you can track, but you can't disable, I guess.
Yes, we put them in most cases in expensive bikes. It's answer about insurance. There's no reason to get back cost of the bike. Yeah. The main reason to save the bike.
Yeah,
and we have a lot cases when our customers was very great about that we save their bikes because they call the police, and police in few crossroads stop the
yeah. Okay, thank you.
Just to clarify, you do have a software and the community of the bikers, but do you have the device itself? Because the very valid question. So yes, smartwatch, or do you have the picture of it?
Yes. This is like a.
Yeah, because what's the thief will do the first, because when they do steal the expensive car, the first thing they do, they find the GPS tracker and remove it. So that's the first thing that the thieves will do. So you have a device which is located where in the bike?
Usually on the inside, hidden. It's a very small. It's our also it's our advantage.
But do you have a picture of this device?
I think there is no picture. Yes. Yes, but we're not focused on device because in our dream we would to become to build ecosystem like a booking.com. So where producers of the car, it's like a hotels, and car vehicle owners, it's like hotel visitors. So in our vision, all the hardware will be inside from producers. So producers of vehicle will put it because now most of
so
producers
basically-
already put something.
Okay,
So we
well,
can have access via our application.
Yeah, you didn't articulate it well. So basically, you are not the hardware producer. But you're basically, I don't know, software with somebody else who will be producing this device will put on the bike, right?
Yes, this is our dream.
Okay, so
yes.
it's not you who will be basically, I mean, the putting this device and making sure it's been produced. It's somebody else will, like,
Okay.
the other engineering company will be dealing with this later.
Yes, yes, of course. So our dream is built to ecosystem. It's our target.
Unfortunately, we're out of time. We have to move forward, but feel free to take these questions in the networking part.
Okay,
Thanks again.
thank you.
Next up, I would like to welcome on stage the second Estonian team, Soundfree, represented by Mart, who are tackling a very interesting problem.
Right. So, hi, Sveiki.
Мама, я уже поняла,
Thanks,
что
Emil, for the invitation. It was really nice
что
to meet you. And glad to meet you.
листики салата.
So, what is Soundfree?
Ну, знаешь, такое как...
Soundfree is the
У тебя
first
прям лицо покруглело.
platform aimed
Всё.
towards hard of hearing individuals.
Ну, серьезно.
So first
Нет,
of all,
знаешь,
I
что
would
надо
like
кушать на
to delve
ужин?
into the
Ужин.
problem and more give context on what is actually wrong that we are trying to solve. So in this case, I would like to tell you a small story about our co-founder, Diana. Diana has been hard of hearing her whole life. She has severe hearing impairment. So in her life, when she's not wearing hearing aids, she cannot hear anything. She cannot hear any crucial sounds, and she's dependent on other people to actually get notifications on what is happening around her. In this case, it's her son that notifies her every day about special events that are happening around them. For example, there's a fire in the kitchen and the sound alarm goes off. She doesn't hear that. Her son runs and tells her, "Mom, you have something burning on your stove." In other cases, you have someone knocking at the door. Also, son comes and tells the same story. And it goes even worse that she cannot even hear her own baby crying, and her son needs to also tell her that, "Hey, Mom, your baby's crying, please come and see what's wrong." So in this case, it's a small example about her issues, and let's go forward. Let's try. This works. So, about the problem at itself, it's, as I told you before, without hearing aids, using those, it's impossible for hard of hearing people to hear the sounds around them. And in this case, the major problem is there are a lot of solutions on the market that aim to solve these problems. You have a lot of expensive devices, a lot of IoT sensors that are essentially still unchanged from the 90s, and they're still selling those to our ICP. So in this case, there is a lot of friction. The prices are high. It's really hard to obtain those solutions because hard of hearing individuals are used to get those devices through government reimbursement schemes. For example, in Estonia, the government reimburses 90% of the purchase price, but there is a small catch. You only get 3 devices per 6 years, but the hard of hearing individual with a severe hearing loss actually requires 16 plus of those old sensors to actually be capable of handling their everyday lives. So it's quite impossible to get what they need already. And the last case is that all those solutions available at the market, all those old sensors, as you can see on the picture, there's a whole large travel briefcase. Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to bring it along. It's the biggest one you can see. And those people are carrying it around on travels as well. So if they go somewhere, they need to pick it up and take along to the travels. The last case is that all those devices you can see in the briefcase, they are really hard to use. They need to be manually paired together with cables. You need to set them up. You need to put them on walls. And it's really hard for common people to actually handle this. So, and the last part is none of those solutions solve the problem because they are not accurate enough in the sense of sound detection and sending alerts. So it's at best it's 50-50 if it works or not. Going straight to the problem. So the same problem that Diana is facing with severe hearing loss, the same problem is felt across the planet. So in this case, there are over 1.6 billion people around the world who actually suffer from some level of hearing impairment. This number seems far-fetched, but I was also shocked when I got those information from WHO and also validated from the hard of hearing community. Out of that 1.6 billion, 340 million people are at the same level of Diana. So these are the people who actually require all those assistive devices you saw on the previous slide, a large briefcase of sensors to actually live their daily lives and get notifications of different sounds. Our first goal with our product is to solve this issue in Estonia and Nordics. We already have been doing pre-sign-ups in Estonia for the past year. We have currently over 700 people already pre-signed up to purchase our solution in Estonia. It was a simple campaign. We just used community events for that, just to prove that this solution is what they need. And overall in the Nordics, we have over 2 million potential customers who would be our who would fall into our ideal customer group. In this case, we have the full backing of the local hard of hearing associations, communities. We have been in conversation with them for the past 2 years. We know all the leaders and all the ins and outs of the community and how it works. In this slide, you also see a really interesting picture. As you can clearly see that there are 340 million potential customers, but on the right side, you only see TAM worth $11 billion today. So this is the current statistics for the whole assistive and accessibility market today for the hard of hearing. But these numbers that you can see are one-time hardware purchases. So basically, essentially, all those sensors is only hardware. Hearing aids is only hardware. There is no rental or monthly subscription services available for our users in this case. So what is our solution today? We are going out with an MVP that we are in the process of finalizing, only a few small steps to take. So it consists of really accurate sound detection. In our case, we have promised our customers at least 90% accuracy in each sound detection. So it's the most highest industry standard that is currently available. Then there is speech-to-text, which is fully customized for our customers. It's not the same that you can get from App Store. You have 100 different options, but this is especially tailor-made for our ICP. You can converse in different languages. You can, for example, Estonian can talk to Lithuanian, Lithuanian can talk to Spanish people, and it's all frictionless and seamless. The last part that we are really proud of, and this is the most unique component in our solution and also first in industry, is self-trainable AI. Self-trainable AI in our case means that all our customers can actually teach our custom neural network to understand different sounds and get notified from them. For example, you can train our AI to understand how your washing machine is finished, your dog, your cat, your window creaks, you forgot the water open in the faucets. It's really easy for them to use. And also for us, the most important IP value in a sense of gathering data and also filing in our first patents. What we are doing in the sense of business model, we found out that we want to turn things around in the whole hard of hearing community. So today they are used to paying high prices for sensors, which are one-time purchases. In some cases, you need to pay upwards to 10,000 euros to get the full kit of solutions. So, and in their sense that they would like to feel themselves as normal people. They're already used to subscription services. They're using YouTube, they're using ChatGPT, they're using ordinary text-to-speech solutions, and they're paying monthly subscription for each and one of those. So in our sense, and based on our customer interviews, 30 euros is acceptable for per month is acceptable value for them. And ultimately, which this enables us to offer low enough entry price for people not to go and try to obtain discount from government reimbursements, because it's a long and tedious process. It sometimes takes over a month to even get a positive response from the government that you are eligible for the discount. So lot of stress. I guess we can go forward with this slide. It already wasted time. So our monthly revenue projection, currently we haven't sold any units yet. We have done pre-purchase signups. Our first goal is to reach 81.5K by the end of Q4 2026. So, and we think that this is even like a humble prognosis at the moment, because of the low entry prices and already established partnerships in Nordics and agreements with distributors. What we are doing today is we are in the process of raising our first pre-seeds. It's 350K at the moment. We are combining this with the Estonian ACE government grant of 150,000. So together a little bit over 500K, which enables us to have a 12-month runway. Most of that amount goes to finalizing our self-trainable AI solution and refining all the bugs and kinks. We are not using investors' money for that. That's especially why we are in the process of obtaining the government grant. So investor money only goes to opening the market, sales, customer events, and other stuff. From the initial ask, we have already obtained 125K of soft pledges, which 32 has already been converted and received in our bank account. And also interest from a few VCs that we met on Latitude, that we have passed the first negotiations and are currently waiting for their final input. And this amounted to 300K. And it's no secret, one of them is also maybe a familiar face in Latvia as well. It's Krista Prusis from Outlast Ventures. And the other VC is Purpose Tech from Czech, Radoslav and Fred Fos, also really interested. And future is bright for us. Not only we can get revenue from the monthly subscription, but we also have plans to build custom AI models and start licensing the architecture and the whole solution, the old legacy providers, to actually start offering something new to the market. And this is something that has not been done in this industry for the past 15 years. There has been zero innovation, basically.
We need to wrap up. Yes.
So thanks. And our team, small, really motivated, with already having startup experience, a lot of good partners and mentors. And yeah, we are interested to find new angels to wrap up our first round. Thank you.
Thank you. One question on.
Very easy one. Do you have a prototype of this sensor?
Yeah, we already have that.
And you've tested in different locations, because usually it's a big microphone which would be sitting in the apartment. Do you have just one device for apartment, or for example, if you have a house with 2 stories, you need a couple of these devices? Because I mean, your kitchen could be far away from your entrance. Your entrance could be far away from your toilet. So you need to, I mean, and sounds is
going. Exactly. We are currently using, actually, we are currently using an arbitrary Bluetooth wireless conference microphone. And we can essentially use any microphone on the market that fits our requirements. Currently, those ordinary ones can handle 72 square meters of space with enhancements, which is really good. For the bigger apartments, in our next stage, we are introducing cascade solution, which means the original sensor that they both you can buy small dumb sensors that you can put in your house, like maybe on second floor or third floor. So this is already in the plans for the next government grant. So essentially, we are building upon the original solution, but this is the MVP that we start with, and everyone's okay with it.
Thank you. And last but not least for today, the Latvian/Lithuanian route company, Rebookify, represented by Matis.
Okay, so hi everyone, and I'm going to present Rebookify. So the problem that we are solving, that we see right now, is that travel agencies are overpaying for hotel reservations, and they could be earning potentially around 15% of extra margin for refundable reservations. The reason why is because of price fluctuations. So it could be that, for example, on Booking, you make a reservation today, you have two options, refundable or non-refundable. So if you make a refundable reservation today for 350 euros, it could be that 1 week later, exactly the same hotel for the same dates, for the same room and meal plan, the price could decrease. So if it decreases to, for example, 200 euros, you could do rebooking. That means that you book the cheaper one on Booking, and then you cancel the original one. And the difference between this is an extra profit for you. You could go to a nice dinner or do whatever else with this money. So then you apply exactly the same idea to travel agencies. So this is what we have built. We are doing the price monitoring on similar platforms as Booking.com, but in B2B for travel agencies. They are like RateHawk, Stuba, WebBeds, HotelBeds, Expedia, Tap, and different others. Whenever we do find a lower price, we notify a travel agency that we have found a price drop. The travel consultant goes through the rebooking process, and there you can see a couple examples of how much we have saved on a single reservation. Why now? Is because in around 2000s, travel agencies and large tour operators, also from Baltics, they were buying hotels from DMCs. So those are basically guys with Shisha in Turkey who are selling contracts manually to a representative, for example, from Novatur, the States Tour, or whoever else from Baltics, and then they were reselling these contracts further to individuals in the region. So now these large companies, they are shifting to dynamic packages. That means that they are using these platforms to put together a package and sell further. That opens them opportunity for this rebooking. So the market that we are tackling is around 1.5 trillion. We believe that per client, we can get around 7.2 thousand in ARR per year. What we see right now is that our strategy is, first of all, to build this for hotels fully. So we cover all the platforms that I have mentioned to you, and I will explain you why is that important and how that increases our revenue. Then we transition and add flights, car rentals, and cruises for monitoring. So this is what we have done so far. So we had around 1,000 B2C clients when we were in B2C, and we understood that B2B is a logical way how to earn revenue faster and expand, and then add B2C later on once again. So now our focus is fully in B2B. We have 21 paying clients. You can see some of the examples on the left side. We have 11 contracts sent for signing, 6 are deciding, and plans later on. The business model are two options. So one is profit sharing. So it means that if I go to a travel agency, I tell them, you don't have to pay me a single cent. I will bring you extra money. And from this money that I bring to you, you will have to pay me a percentage. So in most cases, it's half, and they agree to this. In the second option, we have one client that we are testing out from UK under subscription model. So this is a model that we can easily switch or add also when we build a trust with the current market, when we understand how much we save per month. So this is the logic why it's important for us to raise funds, why are we raising, and how we are increasing revenue per customer. So our churn right now is 0. Not single travel agency, even since beginning when we built our Frankenstein MVP, told us to know and that they're ready to stop. So the profits are too hard to ignore. So we see that by adding each extra platform that they are doing the reservations for, we increase the revenue per customer from up to 700 euros per month. So we have one key competitor, Israeli company Mice. They are doing similar but very expensive product with high integration fees, around 100,000 euros. For some travel agencies locally have asked. So we have relatively empty market in Baltics. Most travel agencies have never been approached by anyone else. So this is our team. I'm the CEO founder. We have another Latvian guy, 2 Lithuanians, and 1 advisor from Booking.com. We are raising 400,000 to reach 100 business customers. So, and that by our calculations will generate us around 60,000 MRR in 18 months. So we have precise calculations on how we could reach this that I'm happy to share afterwards as well. And this is our UK customer case, the one that we put under subscription model. In the first month, we managed to return them almost 20 times the subscription cost. And on the first day, on the first hour of the model, we managed to triple their subscription cost. Yes, so that's about it for now.
Thank you. I actually have a question straight out of the gate. So currently you're testing like 2 business models, but what do you see working most in the future?
Yes, I'm going to put this slide. So we still believe that the profit sharing model is very straightforward and logical. Sometimes, let's say when you go to approach VCs, right, then for the fundraising, they ask for a very more transparent model. So it's strict subscription fee. But what we see is that when you approach a travel agency and tell that you don't have to pay anything and we're going to bring money to you, it's very hard to resist, right? And then down the line, if you want to stabilize and have very, let's say, predictable revenue, then after 1 year of operations under profit sharing model, we can easily transition them to subscription if we wish to.
Okay, understood. Other questions from the audience? Yes.
I think the idea is fantastic. I also did it myself for the booking a couple times, and the difference is huge. I mean, you're absolutely right, and this exists. Did you find any seasonality or any pattern in this specific price drops during the timeline? Because I mean, that's how you, I mean, success fee, I mean, or profitable sharing model would work. Did you find any like patterns, or when it's larger or smaller?
And you also have the question in the right place, because you're speaking about data and about data that we can gather and utilize later on, right? So we can analyze the data that we are receiving when the price drops are happening. Is it happening at first or the last moment, somewhere in between? And then we can utilize that data to increase the revenue later on to sell this data further, right? And to answer your question directly, we see the pattern that very far before the checking date and very at the last moment, so a couple of days before, there is a significant price drop when the managers see that they have to lower the price. Yeah.
So that's maybe the insight for the others when they need to check the refundable in the booking.
Yeah.
If you book a hotel from Booking.com's mobile app, I think it's cheaper than even the desktop version. Yeah, just a cool observation. Okay, other questions, because I have mine. Any takers? Any takers? No, about wait, what was the question? Yeah, about as it's a relatively new solution for the market, especially small and mid-size agencies. How do you approach the training of the employees that actually are using it?
Yes, so I'm going to put the slide about how the product actually works. So we do the price monitoring, right? So there are different platforms. So what we do is we do the price monitoring on the same platform, and now we are building cross platforms as well. There's also such a thing called as room mapping, where you to reach this first stage of email when we find an actual lower price. And then a travel consultant, some of them have already done a rebooking manually as the person in the audience, right? So the process for them usually is relatively straightforward. They book the cheaper rate first, as in the instructions at the below of the email, then they cancel the original rate, and that's it. The process takes around 3 minutes and 12 seconds. We took a timer actually for the rebooking. And second point that I can add is that we can do automated rebooking as well. It's something that we can enable, right? But it's about the data accuracy. We don't want to make mistakes and pay for the mistakes early on. So this is opportunity there as well.
Understood. Okay. No more questions from my side. Anyone else? If no, then thank you very much.
Sure. Thank you very much.
All right, that's it, pretty much it for today. Just a quick one last thing. We're again taking a small break, about a month, and we will see each other again on the 27th of August. I have no more details just to share about the event, but they will be coming out very soon. But yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much for being here, especially our neighboring guests. And feel free to enjoy the rest of the evening. Speak to each other, ask those extra questions to the founders, and see you each other again sometime later. Thank you.